Want candy now?
What is going on, everybody? Nasdorachi coming back at you again after a little bit of a seance here. We've had some technical and hardware problems on my end, had to reinstall Windows, wipe everything, re-download all my software and start from scratch, so nothing that we can't handle here, but we got a fresh install and we're back up and running. So what I have decided to do for you guys today, and probably a lot of in the future, is break down all the beginner basics, everything that you need to know going into Dragon Ball Legends, starting as a new player, and what you need to do to get a functional account and get it going here to get you pretty strong and able to handle all the content that this game has to throw at you. So we're going to start, we're going to explain everything that's on the screen, we're going to run through and we're going to do the basics on pretty much everything. I'll probably put out more videos, combat in depth, the hidden potential system in depth if you are familiar with that. But in the meantime, we're going to explain everything that basically you see on the screen when I get it turned back on here. So anyway, moving forward here, before we really get heavy into anything, what you're going to want to do is install the game off of your Android or iOS Play Store, whichever. The iOS version unfortunately isn't available yet, but I'm assuming this step will apply for quite some time before it is ultimately canceled out. So install the game, get through the tutorial. You will see the pre-registration gifts for everybody. Basically, you'll have at least 2,000 stones for free from the pre-registration bonuses and the game launching. So what you're going to want to do, take those, immediately do the 2 multis, maybe a couple singles, whatever you have available from the tutorial. See what you get. You want to start the game with at very minimum 2 sparking type cards, and you'll see what that is when you do your summons. Sparkings are roughly equivalent to the SSR. If you're familiar with Dokkan, the EX is considered the SR, and the hero class is the worst. They're the rare type cards. So you want at least 2, probably 3 sparking class cards on your account to start the game out. Preferably Piccolo being one of them. He's the most broken and the best character in the game at this point, and we'll get into that later. So 2 to 3 sparking cards. If you do not get that on your first 2 multis, delete the app, reinstall it. You'll have to suffer through the tutorial again, but you'll basically be re-rolling the account and doing everything over again to get those 2 multis back for free. Unfortunately, if you're seeing this video down the road, this step probably won't apply to you. You won't be able to re-roll for the stones. So, unfortunately, you'll just have to go with whatever you've got if you're starting the game late. But that is the first and most crucial thing for you to kind of do straight out the gate, is get a good foundation to start the game with. So, just to cover the 5 sparking cards that are available right now, you do have Piccolo. He's a hybrid, which means he can do physical and range type attacks well. He's a tank, which means mainly his priority is to be soaking up damage on your team, and as well he is a healer. So with that being said, the Makenku Suppu Special Beam Cannon card that he's got one-shots pretty much every card in the game right now when Piccolo gets to super high levels. There is the type disadvantage. You may not one-shot on a type disadvantage, but other than that, he'll pretty much one-shot almost everybody, no matter what level they are. So Piccolo, extremely good. The red type Super Saiyan Goku and the purple type Saiyan Saga Vegeta are both your glass cannon ranged DPS cards. They are going to be most optimally used with the yellow card in combat, which we'll get to that a little bit later, but they're going to be throwing ranged attacks, and they do not take damage very well, even with a type advantage. And when I say type advantage, we'll as well get into that a little later too, but there's a whole color system where one color is stronger than another, but it's weak to another color, and the whole circle just kind of shows you the representation of whichever color is strong and then weak to whichever one. If you played Dokkan again, you're familiar with this already. But even on a type disadvantage / advantage, the Goku and Vegetas do not take damage well. So Pikkon is going to be your brawler type. He's favorable with the red cards. Get in close, use Pikkon's melee abilities. His super move is also a melee ability, but it increases the damage of all of your other yellow cards. So plenty of stuff like that to keep in mind. We'll get into the combat a little bit more in depth later, but the last SP card you can get for now is Pan. She's a support type. Not super useful this early on in the game, but since she is blue, she is a great counter to the Super Saiyan Goku card. So that is important to note and gives her card some viability even if you don't really need that much support this early on in the game. So with that being said, those are the 5 sparking cards you can get. You do want probably at least Piccolo, maybe 1 or 2 others to start your account off with a strong foundation. Alright, so moving on past re-rolling and the cards you want to start out with, we're going to go over everything you see on the screen right here, right now, pretty quickly, trying to streamline all this and get through it as quick as I can. In the top left, you'll have your account level. Very similar to Dokkan and other games, your account will level up separately from your actual characters. There's various bonuses you can get as rewards for leveling up, but it does not affect your stamina meter in this game. You're always just able to use whatever stamina you see on the screen, the energy in this game, and the only way to get more is using refreshes. We'll get into that a little later as well. Not actually that much later, it's the next thing coming up here. Account level, when you do get to level 20, you do get a Super Saiyan Goku sparking for free. If you already managed to pull him, it'll increase his rarity and add another star to his card for you. Up until 5 stars. After 5 stars, you need more than 1 dupe to gain more levels of mastery. Anyways, next up we have the energy bar. Every mission so far to this point consumes 1 energy, and once you run out of energy, you can use crystals to restore or energy tank. So far, the energy tank energy only comes when you level up. It'll store some of this energy over here for you to use for free, basically. But when you use the chrono crystals, you have basically it starts at 10. You can refresh twice for 10 crystals, then it moves up to 20, 30, and then ultimately 50, and you can refresh 10 times per day to continue playing. So basically the maximum stamina you can get in the game without having this reserve right here is 100. And every time you do refresh, you get skip tickets. We'll get into the skip tickets a little bit later, but they are an invaluable resource for farming materials for the hidden potential system or the soul boost system. So energy, pretty straightforward. 1 energy per battle, you can refresh it. Next over here is the premium currency, the crystals. Use them mainly for buying summons and as well for refreshing your stamina. Not too many other uses beyond that I've seen for them yet, but basically the premium currency. You earn it pretty fairly in this game. 1,000 crystals will get you a 10 card multi-summon, and 100 will get you a single summon, although every day you do get a summon for 20 crystals. Right here in the envelope, we will be having the news. It's weird, it's envelope news, but anything you need to know about maintenance, upcoming banners, current stuff that's out, plenty of details here about updates. So you want to keep up with this and read it. I'm not going to go through it right now. There's also subcategories for the events and the summoning banners. Keep up with all your information there. Updates, they talk about what they're doing to protect us from cheaters here and other stuff. So news, again, pretty straightforward. Don't need to waste a lot of time there. Gifts, this is important to note that when you log into the game, your pre-registration gifts, all the stones they give you for free, will be in this gift box. This is not where your daily rewards go if you are familiar coming from Dokkan. Really, I haven't seen anything show up in here other than the pre-registration bonuses, but I'm sure if they give you other random gifts, they will show up in here. When you claim your daily stuff, it just automatically goes into your inventory. So gifts, pretty straightforward. This is just advertising the banner that's available right now, the special event that's going on right now, and that's pretty much it. So just shortcut to the banners. You have card art right here. For some reason, we can just kind of touch Piccolo here and kind of mess with him a little bit. It'll bring us to our leader card. That's basically what this is. It's the card you have set in the first spot. You can check out, you see here sparking, you see the card type, the color type, and defense type that he's a tank. The stars right here, how much mastery he has. This is how much bar you need to increase his mastery again and get the next star. And this is basically levels and how many levels are available. When you go into show details, you just get a breakdown of his actual stats, the cards that you have him learn, which in the future I'm sure you'll be able to swap this out and kind of mix things up a little bit, kind of where he comes from, like gender unknown, because Namekians just spit up eggs. And character tag, this is kind of like a subclass of the character. You'll see like Saiyans here of varying sagas, like Super Saiyan, stuff like that. So it's kind of like the class system from Dokkan, if you're familiar with that. Kind of diverse team building is not really an option in the game yet because not enough cards have been released. The game hasn't even been fully released worldwide yet. It's kind of still in a kind of open beta state, I think, until the iOS version releases around June 12th. And at that point, it'll kind of move forward and things I think will start to pick up more heavily from there. The arts is basically what level, and you increase this in the potential system, which I'll show you in a little bit, what level his particular skills are. This can teach is the friendship system. I'll explain that a little bit later as well. But basically his proficiency with the 4 different card types that are in the game right now and how much they're going to cost for him to use them. The abilities are basically where your active and passives are going to be. When we get to the combat screen, we'll hit that in more detail. But his main ability is when you click on his character portrait in combat, he will basically, this is where his healing proficiency comes from. He heals himself and the other 2 teammates for 25%. This is really helpful, especially in PvP. It's saved my ass on quite a few occasions. Z ability is basically what his passive is. 24% element to green base strike defense during battle. So if you're building a mono green type team, this is how he's going to provide benefits to the whole team. Again, there's not really a whole lot of team diversity yet, so kind of mono type building is not an option yet, but it will be in the future moving forward. I'm assuming that teams are going to be split color types, maybe 2 colors in the future, because when you're going into PvP, you kind of want to confuse your enemy a little bit and kind of throw them off, and you want to have some various type advantages available so you can kind of deal with that diversity. So in the future, I'm thinking dual color type teams is going to be the way to go, but we'll kind of have to see how the meta evolves as more people get into it and as future units continue to release, as well what kind of abilities we get right here. But for now, that's his passive, what he does for the team. And since I've leveled him up, I have 2 unique abilities. Basically, his first one is whenever you're stuck in a combo that's being done against you, so you're taking damage, if you tag Piccolo in, this is what's going to happen. Reduce damage received by 50% until that specific combo ends when you tag him in. And then it adds a little bit to his substitution time for when you want to sub him out and then reuse him. But basically, this is more of his tanking promise coming in here. Kind of reminds me of Int Janemba in Dokkan almost, where even at a type disadvantage, if you tag him in the middle of a combo, he's just going to soak up that damage and not going to really show a whole lot on the enemy team's effort. So very, very good ability for his tanking. And then he's also an anti-Saiyan, 20% to blast damage inflicted against Saiyan. So back to that subcategory right here. If it's like Goku or Vegeta and they have Saiyan down here, Piccolo is going to have 20% plus blast damage inflicted against them. So these passives are going to provide huge benefits to the cards. There's also some pretty cool card art. Basically, it's holographic, so if you tilt your phone, you will see different card art there. It's really cool HD card art. I'm loving this, especially compared to Dokkan on an S9 Plus. Kind of looks like the inside of a toilet bowl at a truck stop. Not very good to look at, very pixelated, and you can see its age. But this game is beautiful here. So some of the other cards, like EX cards, if you actually click on the cards, you'll get sound effects and visual effects. The sparking cards seem to be kind of holographic. As you tilt the image, it'll change. I love that fact about this game, and the fact that there's tons of voice work. There's voiceovers from almost all the characters that I've seen so far. Not all of their dialogue, but a good bit of it. Anyway, back to the main screen now. What all else we have going on is the story. So moving forward, this is what you're going to want to do immediately jumping into the game. Clear out all the story. Do as many of the challenges as possible down here. That one with Shallot in the picture. You're going to want to do all these story missions. You'll get not only Chrono Crystals, you'll complete missions, which will basically contribute towards your account rank up here. But more importantly, you'll get the exchange currency, which is super valuable in the game right now, and going forward, I'm assuming it will stay valuable. But we'll go over the exchange currency in a second. The breakdown of every mission is going to look like this. You're going to see who you're fighting against. This will help you bring counter types and have your type advantage here. The conditions, deploy conditions, blah, blah, blah. Nothing too important there this early on in the game. You'll see your team here, and out of these, you'll pick a maximum of 3 characters to go to battle with. This is going to be hugely important in PvP later on, and we'll get maybe in another video to the more intricacies of PvP. Moving forward, your rewards are right here. These are all hidden potential soul boost materials. We'll go over that in a second. Very important to farm these. And these are your challenges right here. So you'll want to accomplish all of these. Again, not only for the chrono crystals, but when you get down to the bottom, you see that when you complete all of them, you will get 10 exchange coins. And we'll, again, just remember that. We'll be going over that again in the future. Previously, I mentioned skip tickets, so it's a good time to bring those up now. Say your characters are already max level, like my Pycon and my Piccolo here, already max level at 1,000. They can't gain experience anymore. But say I really need these materials here. Instead of wasting my time actually playing through the level and having to load into it, fight, then load out of it, I can just start the level with a skip ticket, and we'll do it here just to show you guys. It will burn 1 energy and a skip ticket, but you can skip the fight entirely and just take your rewards here. So basically, boom boom, I got the materials I needed. I didn't have to actually play the level. That's what your skip tickets are. You can only use them after you've completed all these challenges. So they're basically a way to quickly farm materials you may need. And every time you refresh stamina, they'll give you currently 5 skip tickets every time you refresh. And I think you can get 3 as a daily login bonus. So not something super useful for a brand new player, but later on when you're farming materials and you don't want to play through this a million times, they are super helpful and they cut down on time. I've probably used like 200 of them already. It's no lie. They're very invaluable. Alright, that's pretty much everything you need to worry about with story. There's not a whole lot of missions right now, but completing them all will allow you to get Shallot his first star of mastery. So again, I'd recommend doing them all for the chrono crystals, 100%ing all the challenges to get the exchange coins, and then just kind of finishing out whatever else you need to farm those soul boost hidden potential materials. So that's it for the story. I think that's pretty much everything involving that right now. We'll come back to that later. This is a special event right here. You can start it at any level, the Raddatz one, but basically it's going to just be increasing in difficulty. You'll want to complete as many of the challenges here as you can as well. Then you will be farming this Raddatz Attacks EX5 not only for experience, but as well for equipment. We will get to the equipment a little bit later, but at this point in the game, this is going to be your main source of income of Zenny. Zenny is hugely in demand. It costs a literal fuck ton of Zenny to upgrade your character's soul boost tiles. So you're going to need to be farming this mission again to level your characters up to get them up to 1,000. It's the most experience you can get in the game right now at this point. But you will also be selling tons of equipment to get lots and lots of Zenny. So we'll basically, pretty straightforward, very similar to the story itself, but just kind of bonus kind of events that are tiered along with events directly out of the anime. The scout battle is just fighting Yamcha. It's really easy, timed event. You can do it like 5 times per day. Try and get some extra stuff. I recommend doing that too, but at this point, most of my characters kill them too quickly for me to do a lot of these challenges. So we'll get back to that later, but check out those events. Story first, definitely do that, and then start farming Raddatz for the equipment materials and mixing that up with PvP, as well as coming back here to get the soul boost materials you may need. So next up, we have PvP here. Once you get high enough level, you can get into PvP and start kind of fighting. If you enter at low levels, you're not going to get too far. It's going to be kind of awkward. You may not enjoy it. So I definitely recommend getting your characters decently leveled, like at least in the 600 pluses, before you really decide to commit to PvP. That being said, if you see your season rewards right here, if you can get as high as possible in the battle rank system, you will again earn these exchange coins, which we're getting to that, I promise. But this is a great way to get extra exchange coins. If you're able to place in the top 50 or 100 here as well, or the top 1,000, you'll get a couple more bonus coins on top of that. And the boost characters, just bringing these characters to PvP fights, which some of them I don't really recommend if you have better cards, but they'll just help you earn points to level up and kind of get further in rankings faster. So that's optional, up to you. I don't pay too much attention to that, but if you win, get ranked up, you'll get a lot of that currency. So again, we're getting to that. So right here, casual match, I don't really do a whole lot of those, but that's how you can play against friends in a way, with friend battles or casual matches, so I do like that. Ranked matches, that's what rating match is. This is where you earn your battle rank and you try and take on the best in the world. I made it to the highest I made was 45 in the world. I haven't done a lot of PvP today. It's pretty competitive, it seems, up here. I dropped back almost 25 places. So I would like to think I'm good at giving you guys advice. I've invested a shit ton of time into this game, but this is what you're going to want to do to get the exchange coins and just enjoy the fact that this game has a competitive PvP mode. Down here is the team you're bringing. You can kind of switch between your different preset teams, and a hugely important thing of PvP, we're going to do an in-depth video on PvP later, but there's a lot of mind game. It's not just a raw fighting game, play cards, punch, kick. You do have to do some outguessing of your opponent. So out of these 6 cards, when you queue for a battle, you'll see your opponent's 6 cards. You only bring 3 to battle, so they're going to see the levels on your characters, and you're going to see the levels on their characters, and it's going to be kind of a guessing game if you are going to try and bring type advantages. So you'll be able to beat out whatever characters they bring. So if you only level 1 or 2 characters, your opponent is going to know that you're bringing that card, and they're going to be able to hard counter you. So remember going into PvP that a lot of times you'll be fighting against another human player. There are some bots, but a lot of times you'll be playing against another human player, and mind games is a huge part of this game. You will definitely want to try and outwit them, outthink them, and outplay your opponent in PvP. So again, we'll do an in-depth video on PvP later, but that's pretty much everything you've got going on the top part of the screen. Friend battle is, play against your friends. Battle history just gives you a log of all your previous battles. So you see lots of wins here, although I did have a win versus Spider. He's pretty high up in the rankings, so we got win, 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 2 losses, and 8 wins. So we're doing pretty good over here. Battle history, we covered that. Ranking is just the leaderboards. You can see the top, you can click on your rank, see where you're standing right now. So I'm 60th place right now. Also, hopefully I can play a little bit more and catch back up and be in the top 50s. Last season, past top rankers, so all that information is really cool. That this game, again, has a PvP mode, and they've done a lot of custom tailoring to make it pretty intuitive. Alright, so the exchange shop. This is where the coins come in. So we haven't gotten to the soul boost system yet, so it's going to be hard for me to explain this to you. But this is where you basically exchange those coins for various cards, training items, characters, whatever, what have you. So the important thing that you need to know for right now is, with the way that the events and the drops are going in this game, the most rare items in terms of crafting materials that you can possibly get in the game right now are these Rising Soul 2s, the ones that are 2-star but still look like a paint splatter, the purples, and the reds. There's just no event that consistently drops them right now. All the other types, the 1-star paint splatter looking ones, the round orbs, and the 2-star round orbs, which are the ones down here, all of these ones have events in Story or Raddatz where they reliably drop. But the 2-star paint splatter, Super Soul 2, Rising Soul 2 of red and purple are very rare right now. You need those to level up not only SP Goku and the EX Nappa, but you'll need them for the Sparking Vegeta as well, and Krillin and what's the other purple card? Chiatsu. Maybe not so much them, but Vegeta. So right now at this point, I can only really recommend using orbs on your Sparking cards, or maybe the EX Nappa, the EX Raddatz, and the EX Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan, the EX Kamehameha Goku, and what did I say? Tien, Raddatz, Nappa, and the Kamehameha Goku. Those are the 4 of the EX cards that are possibly worth orbs. Other than that, I would save them all for your sparking characters. But we'll check out the orb system here in a minute, but it's extremely expensive in terms of Zenny, and these orbs are generally fucking hard to come by. I would save up, if you have pulled Goku or Vegeta sparking, I would save all of your exchange coins for those right there. Do not buy Zenny. You get Zenny from selling equipment at a way better rate, time, value, efficiency than what you're getting right here. Don't buy training equipment. You can get that just from running adventures all the time. And don't buy hero type. Don't buy that. Save them for the orbs that I recommended right now. Again, if you're watching this video in the future, an event may come out that reliably drops these. So this is something that's kind of important for the release of the game. So again, that might change. But as of right now, Goku and Vegeta desperately need these 2-star Rising Soul 2s here. So just keep that in mind. Save your coins, build up for that. I've already got Goku awoken all the way as available, but I haven't gotten enough for Vegeta quite yet. So that's your exchange. Covered pretty much everything in the PvP screen. So let's check back out to the home. Missions. This is where you're going to get all of your experience. The only way you get experience that levels up your actual account is from these missions right here. It's this little yellow post-it note with the Z on it. That's going to be the number that drains this bar and levels you up. When you get to level 20, you get a free Super Saiyan Goku card at 1 star. When you get to level 25, they give you 1/10 of the amount you need to get the Vegeta card as well. So you'd have to kind of earn that over time. Hopefully there's other ways to earn 10 and 10 and 10. Do that 10 times, you get the card for free. So I'm still giving them a pat on the back because there is a way to earn the featured banner cards at this point for free without spending any money. It might take a while to get this Vegeta, but the Goku, get to level 20, you get Goku for free. That's something I don't think I've ever seen in Dokkan, so instantly these guys are getting a high five for that maneuver right there. That is really, really awesome. Basically, complete these challenges, you'll get Chrono Crystals, you will get currency, and on some of them, you will get the exchange coins. There's also specific event-based challenges or missions in here, so be sure to check that out. Good way to make some Zenny and level up your account. That's basically all that's going on in this panel. So we've cleared out the main screen except for the menu down here. There's a few more things for us to go through. Another way to access the news right here. The friend system is right here. It doesn't seem the friend system is as important in this game as it is in Dokkan because you don't bring allies that are off your friends list to battle at this point. Friend system mostly is just so you kind of keep tabs on your friends and invite them to PvP matches through the friend battle code thing there. You can only have 30 friends, and friend requests take up a friend slot. So if you don't want to be friends with someone that sent you a request, be sure to clear it out because it will block a potential request from somebody else. That's something I just figured out today. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. 30 slots, very low. Hopefully we'll get more as time moves on, but I'm sure they're trying to reduce strain on the servers since the game is still brand new. Status is the status of the server, your account, player login bonus, what you pick to get next, the history of your account, how many days you've logged in, how many characters you've owned. This is actually cool. I have 184 PvP wins and I have 20 losses. So I just know that because of the challenge. It says lose 20 times. So that's really cool. Get a good kind of little player ID. If you ever have any problems with your account, it might be good to screenshot this page so you can get in touch with the game developers if you need to recover your account for some reason. So that's your player status page. Items is basically all of the consumables that you've stacked up. It's just a way to check out your reserves there. Present, I'm sure, is that present screen, which there's nothing there, so nothing to worry about. I haven't actually hit this other tab. Okay, so this is data transfer stuff. You want to link your account to Facebook, Twitter, or Google, you do that here. Privacy options, just basically your options screen right there. And we're going to get to these 9 right here. The story just links you to the story, we already covered that. PvP just takes you to the PvP screen, we've already covered that. The character screen is where you build your teams. You can have a couple different preset teams right here, change the names of them. It's going to give you your overall team's power level right here. The one that's in the first spot is going to be the one that is your team leader, the one that displays on the main screen in the background. And this is where you can edit the team, you can swap people out. It's kind of all pretty straightforward. Swap them for different characters here, take Vegeta off, and then put Vegeta back on. So that's basically how this is going to play out. Again, hard to build mono-type teams or dual-type teams at this point in the game just because there's not a whole lot of diversity of the actual cards here. So with that being said, that's fairly straightforward. Equipment. Now, equipment is fairly important. Each character that starts out can equip one piece. When you level break them to be able to get to level 1000, they can equip a second piece, and this is going to just be like additional stats on your character. So we'll go to this Raddatz here that's fully upgraded. If it's equipped in slot 1, he gets strike defense. If it's equipped in slot 2, he gets strike attack. And then if it's equipped in slot 3, which I can't access yet, Super Warrior special attack plus blah blah %. These, you farm these from right now, the Raddatz event. I'm sure other events and other stuff will drop them in the future. It's super important to note that even though you can have two pieces of gear that are identical, they can roll with different stats when they drop. So one may be better than another. It's extremely tedious to go through all of them to see what's what. So you can try and filter them and sort them, or just go through, pick one that has high stats, kind of stick with that one. I'll be honest with you guys, I kind of just sell them indiscriminately at this point because this is beginning of the game equipment. It's not going to be anything game breaking, so I've just picked a couple that were really good, high numbers, and just leveled them, and now I just kind of sell them indiscriminately. You probably won't want to do that in the future when better equipment comes out, but for now, it's not super important that you have, an extra 0.5% on this, so sell them when you get you can only hold, you can see here, you can only hold 200, so start selling your dupes. A stack of 20 Raddatz will sell for 200,000 Zenny, similarly to the Piccolo card, which he can't use, it's redded out right here, but a stack of 20 of those will sell for 200,000 Zenny. That is your primary source right now in the game of farming Zenny to sink it into the hidden potential soul boost system. So with that being said, you'll want to sell off extras. You'll get plenty of this equipment from farming that Raddatz event, which you need to do anyway to power level your characters. So you're killing a couple birds with a couple of different stones here, and it's all working out in your advantage. This is the efficient and the best, the quickest way to get a high level account. Farm Raddatz, low levels, get your character stronger until you can farm Raddatz EX5. And then once you get a high-level character like Piccolo level 1000, for example, he can carry two other garbage characters through Raddatz EX5 and power level them. Just kind of rotate them in real quick and pop them back out to Piccolo, and they'll get experience just for coming to the battle. You don't actually have to use them a whole lot. So Piccolo can carry, or even another Pycon level 1000, he can carry his way through the event as well. Probably even Vegeta and Goku level 1000 can carry, even though they're glass cannons, they don't take hits as well, but they can probably carry weaker characters through the event, so you can power level them. So story first, start farming Raddatz, and then power leveling your own team, farm this equipment, sell it for Zenny, farm the story missions using skip tickets if you need to for the soul boost material. Use all of your exchange medals on the red and the purple if you have Goku and Vegeta. And that's basically how you're going to want to start pumping out efficiency in this game and getting your levels up. You can start doing PvP, start crushing people. You can earn the exchange coins from that. And you're going to have a well-developed account. Like, I've gotten all this, I've done all this in about 2.5 to 3 days. I've gotten the 2 level 1000 characters, 2 more on their way to level 1000. And Vegeta's close. He's not there yet, but he's close. I need more purple 2-star rare as fucking rising soul gems, orbs, whatever. So that is your equipment screen right here. I can put a second piece on him. I'm not going to worry about wasting my time doing that with you guys right now. But that is basically how your equipment is going to boil down. And you can upgrade the equipment. So if you find a piece that you like, you basically invest some resources in it, and it will increase. Basically, that's what unlocks the second slot and the third slot abilities. You don't get them straight out the gate. So you can increase the level equipment, pick something that's rolled good stats, increase it. Other than that, this screen is pretty straightforward. I wouldn't spend a whole lot of resources on a lot of this starter level equipment because there's only, conservatively, I think there's 4 pieces of equipment in the game at this point. So don't go too nuts on there, just sell it. And this is where you sell it. You can pick it right here. Again, we'll go sell a bunch of Raddatz and these things right here because we're going to be farming more of them. See, new. We get plenty of them, and we love Zenny. So we're going to sell all those right there. We still have plenty of rows worth of Raddatz. 2 more rows worth of Raddatz, kind of almost 3, and 3 rows of Piccolo. So we'll sell all that. We'll get 200,000. Alright, that's how you get Zenny right there. You're going to need a lot of it, so remember that. That's pretty much all that's on this page right here, except for your character list, which lists all the characters you've acquired. Unlike Dokkan, there's no babaing or selling off your extra characters. As you pull dupes, your characters just rank up and get stronger, although I'm not sure what happens when you continue to pull dupes after they're ranked 7. We haven't quite got that far in the game to check that out yet, but it'll be interesting to see what that happens when the time comes. So, we'll check out the Soul Boost system right here. If you've played Dokkan, this is going to be the hidden potential system of the game. If not, don't worry, I'm going to break it down for you real quick. You start out with just 1 page available. Your characters can go up to level 300. Let's zoom out a little bit here. You can see all of these little nodes on the tree. As you buy them, they're going to increase your stats. They're going to increase your character's power level. There are good, very powerful ones in the corners on all the trees. So in that top left corner over here, the top right corner, sorry, I already clicked on one. But the top right corner, you get the idea. The further you get out from the middle of the tree, the more powerful stuff is going to be that increases your crit. So you will have to level up, and let me go back and pick a character who's not all the way maxed out, so it makes it a little bit easier to show you. You'll have to level up enough of these tiers. Like on the first page, you have to unlock 10 nodes, and then you'll be able to rank up, basically break level cap. Once your character reaches level 300, you'll be able to class up and then break that level cap. You can see for classing up the second time, it costs even more buttload of resources, and once you unlock 20 panels on the second page, you can then class up and break level cap to 1000, which will get you the third page, and that's currently as high as it goes so far. But as you can see up here in this top bar, there is plenty of room for more pages. I'm assuming, based off of what we saw on the character page, where it had strike arts, and mine's only +2, my character's level 1000, and my strike arts is 2 out of 10, and my blast arts and your special move arts. On that card art stats page, we saw that, the potential for how far the skills can go, and it said out of 10. So I'm assuming we're going to get 10, maybe, I don't know how many, 5 to 10 pages of this mastery. The first page, you're a novice. Once you unlock the second page, you're a fighter. And then once you unlock the third page, your character is considered adept. So obviously there's going to be master, grandmaster, God, Goku, whatever, whatever they're going to call them. There's going to be more of these pages of skill trees and nodes. And as you can see, some of these things get pretty expensive. Need 10,000 Zenny, and those orbs you can see right there where the screen's flashing. To be able to accomplish that, you're going to need, for the ones on the very, very edge, like the strike attacks plus crits, 25,000 on that one. Let's find one of the purple ones here that does something really good. Strike arts, 76,000 Zenny just to buy that one node right there. So this does get expensive, and that's where selling equipment comes in really handy. It's going to help out a lot for getting you through these skill node trees. Because remember, this is just for one character, 3 different pages. You're going to need millions of Zenny to start maxing out all of your characters. And again, for now, that's why I stress that you might only want to spend orbs and Zenny on your sparking cards. The Goku, Vegeta, Pan, Pikkon, and Piccolo. I know Broly and probably future Trunks are coming soon. I don't know if they're going to be on their own banner or what, but since their assets are already in the game, they're probably going to be next. I heard a rumor that Broly is coming soon also, I think from the shown in Jump magazine or V-Jump scans and whatnot. But anyway, I digress. You might not want to sink these resources into your EX, and definitely not your hero class cards, except for Shallot, because he's going to upgrade and transcend and go to extreme and then probably up to sparking. So, other than Shallot, you're probably not going to want to be going crazy with this potential system, except on your sparking cards. Again, Nappa, Raddatz, Kamehameha Goku, and Tien, if you don't have a full team of sparking cards, they are potentially worth the orbs, but again, just play smart with this. Don't go crazy. Don't blow through all your resources. You will probably regret it if you go too ham on that right there. So that is the hidden potential system right there on the character screen. That closes out the equipment, soul boosts, everything on here. Character list just shows you everyone that you have. It also shows you a card that's not available to get right now, but is going to be Super Saiyan, or not Super Saiyan, it's going to be Spirit Bomb Goku, defense type, so he's going to be a tank, AGL. We can see his details right here. So he's a Saiyan, he's part of the Son family. He does not have a punch card, a red card at all, so he's a blast type tank. And it's very interesting. He basically buffs Saiyans, buffs blast abilities, so he'll be tanking and basically throwing the Spirit Bomb for massive damage. Maybe he'll be like a tank and a nuker. I don't know. But we can't get him yet. Rumor is once you get to level 40, you get him. So we'll have to see. Check that out. Maybe he'll get a banner. Other than that, that's everyone on the character screen. Customize lets you, at this point, only Shallot is customizable. But I think there was the Google Play promotion where you could equip him with the Hermit Goku Gi. Different accessories as well. None are available yet, so not a whole lot you can do with this screen, but in the future this is going to get more in depth. Explaining the friendship system really quick, when you go to characters and check out their card, for example, show details, no damn it, show details, you see right here this friendship rank. It's a system that's not fully developed in the game yet, but using Goku or Piccolo or whoever a lot, I think Shallot may have to be on the team, but you don't have to bring him. I'm not positive about that. You might not have to bring him at all. But this friendship system is an indicator of their friendship with your account, and by extension, their friendship with Shallot. So if you get all of these maxed out, you will see in their arts, the special beam cannon can teach. So basically, they can teach this special beam cannon for Piccolo, the Super Kamehameha for Goku, the Gallic Gun for Vegeta. They can teach those moves to Shallot when the friendship system gets maxed out. Again, this is not fully implemented in the game yet, but the more you use a card, the more friendship level you're going to get. Max that out, and they're going to be able to teach Shallot stuff, which this game, you're basically playing an extended kind of third-person camera behind Shallot. He is your main character at this point. So his card is going to be special and unique in a ways that a lot of other cards aren't, and everybody has him. So they're going to have to flesh out ways so that everybody's Shallot has the potential to be different, so that not everyone's going to play the game the exact same way. It's going to be good, diversity, PvP, everything. That's basically everything to do with the cards there and customization, the friend point system. Let's go back to our little 9 squares. Not much in customize yet. I'm sure there's going to be stuff in the future. We already checked out the missions tab. The summoning tab, very similar to Dokkan here. There's going to be banners. There are not any event or featured banners right now, but there's going to be banners. You can basically summon cards. You can do single summons. You get a discounted 1 time a day single summon for 20 stones every day. Other than that, they're 100 each, similar to other games. Consecutive summon is your multi, costs 1,000 stones or crystals, and then you will get, I believe, 10 cards. Again, very similar to other games. The rates, I believe, are posted straight out of the gate in this game, so they're not fucking around at all. I know I've seen them in here. Well, the Z power list, maybe, yeah. So your rates are already posted in game. You have 5% chance to get a sparking card. I'm assuming this is on a single or probably even a multi as well. Extreme with all combined, 20% chance. Hero, 75% chance. So straight out the gate, All of your rates are listed. Everything is trying to be as transparent as possible. It's still gotcha. It's still gambling, but you got a 1% chance to draw Goku. You know, I've seen a lot of people getting these cards pretty easily and fairly reliably. Although I'm not going to say the game is overly generous, it's definitely not super greedy. Especially with the fact that you can earn some of the featured cards for free just from leveling up. So that's basically all there is to do on the summons there. Nothing too outlandish, or if you played other gacha games, you're going to be familiar with summoning straight out the gate. So from there is the shop. This is where you buy the premium currency. We've got some pretty good sales going on right now. There was one where you can buy, 1,000 stones in Goku. And so far, even though I have a pretty amazing team, that's the only money I've spent on this game so far. As you can see, first time only. I haven't purchased any of these sales. So I'm going to go for this game to kind of be a budget player. I'm going to spend a little bit of money, but I'm not going to be wailing out hard on this game unless I somehow win the lottery or something like that. So it's also, there's a quick way to get to the exchange shop right from here. Same as in the PvP menu, nothing new there. Assistobot, I'm not really familiar with what those are yet. It's a system that hasn't been implemented in the game, so we can save that for a future video as well, because I have no idea what the hell it is. So training right here. Training and adventures are two things that you can passively do with your characters. You can still fight with them, but this is something that you can do with your characters behind the scenes right here, kind of as like a little mini game. It's a way to level them up, and it's also a way to procure some basic materials. So as soon as this finishes here, we can see the results of my training. I can kind of explain it to you. There's two types of training materials in the game right now. The lower levels are these red wristbands that are weighted. The higher levels are the brick wristbands that Goku and Vegeta wore later on in the series. And you can basically use X amount of quantity that translates over to X amount of experience to train your character up. So we can, let's say, we'll throw Pan on here. Now we can still fight with Pan while she's training, but she cannot go on adventures because her passive activity is training. So you have two passive activities in the game right now: training, adventures, and that's pretty much all there is to the passive activity. You can either set them up to train, which will consume some of these resources and get you experience, or you can send them on adventures. So definitely you'll always want to have characters training, and then you'll always want to have characters out on adventures. And this is something that you can just kind of passively queue up while you're doing PvP and running story mode, and it doesn't affect your active gameplay at all. It just all happens in the background. So as you play PvP, and certain story missions will reward you with these cards right here. You can basically pick an adventure card, and there'll be details. You want to check this out real quick. Yellow and blue are the two best types to send on this adventure, and if they are successful, they will get Zeni and training items. And there's a chance for them to be greatly successful as well, which seems to be basically double rewards. So we'll send the blue Raddatz, because blue is good, on this adventure right here, and boom, he's just off doing that for half an hour. Half an hour goes, you claim the rewards, and that character is now back in a slot where you can either send them to train or send them off on another adventure. This is your main way of acquiring training items right now, which is not super important at this point in the game, but since it's basically free, it only costs 1,000 Zeni, and you generally will earn that back in the rewards of the training. It's basically free. It's something to send characters that are at max level. I can't train with PyCon, so why not send them off to earn some Zeni and get more training materials for my other characters. And occasionally you get Soul Boost or the Hidden Potential currency from doing these missions as well. So you'll basically just, with your free time, you'll always be juggling, sending your characters out on missions, to adventure, and then training. You'll be running the story, running the Raddatz event. When you're low on energy or out of energy, you can play an unlimited amount of PvP until you get some energy back, and then do that until you're bored of playing and put the game down. That's basically how this game works. It does have that really awesome competitive system, which is why I like it so much, and it really beats out Dokkan for me. And I'm not going to shit on Dokkan so much, except for the fact that their gacha system is pretty greedy. Other than that, it's a great example of a good puzzle fighter style of game If you like puzzle fighters, go play Dokkan. It's 3 years old, it's a little dated, the visuals aren't that good, but it's still solid gameplay. If you want a more Budokai or Tenkaichi Budokais like experience from PS2 era, you'll want to play this game right here. It's got that. It's got a little bit of the hybrid cards, but it's much more involved action, rock, paper, scissors, guessing, active, involved gameplay. And the fact that it's competitive, just like Fighter Z, already has me sold. You saw I'm ranked 50 in the whole world, whatever, right now. So I love it. I hope that you guys enjoy it as well. Kind of broke down, I think, pretty much everything here. We can get into the in-depth intricacies of combat in another video, because I'm already at almost an hour on this one, and then with some editing, hopefully I can get that down a little bit. But we'll go into another video in the future about how to win all your fights, or as many as possible in combat, some of the intricacies about learning moves on Shallot when that system becomes available, the Sisto bots. As well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I can make other videos on this. I'm going to be playing this game a lot, so I figured why not make content for it. I know it in and out pretty well. We've covered pretty much everything except specifics on different characters, so we can do that in other feature show. They do like a level 1000 Piccolo showcase, something like that, and break down your moves. But on a parting thought, when you're in battle, if your character is a melee type, they're going to want to use red cards and blue cards. You can still use yellow cards with that character, but they're going to be reduced effectiveness. So Pikkon and Pan are good examples of two characters that favor red and blue card usage. If your character is a range type, it'd be Super Saiyan Goku and Saiyan Saga Vegeta, the red and the purple type. They are both the sparking card. They're glass cannons. They don't take damage very well, but they really do good using the yellow cards and the blue cards and doing damage from far away. And we're going to get into the intricacies of combat in another video. This is just everything that you're going to want to do to start the game and get an account rolling. And if you play through the tutorial, you'll have the basics of the combat under your belt. So we'll save combat for another video. We've gone through pretty much everything here. I hope you guys again did enjoy this video. If you are new, please subscribe. I'd love to see you again on future videos. We're going to be covering a lot more Legends stuff in the future, hopefully along with my buddy DeMonty Gaming, who is my great friend in Dragon Ball and in content creation. So hopefully we'll have some fun, some crossover stuff there. But that's pretty much everything for this video. I hope you guys have a grip on everything that's going on in this game now at this point. If you have any specific questions, again, feel free to leave them in the comments or message me on YouTube or Discord and DeMonty's Discord server, and I will be able to help you out to the best of my ability. I wish you luck on your rolls, your summons, and your re-rolls if you do that. I recommend doing that right now while it's an option, because it won't be around forever. And until next time, hopefully I get a thumbs up from you guys. If not, don't worry about it. Again, I'm not even monetized right now. I'm just doing this for fun for you guys and to kind of spread the knowledge and the love that is Dragon Ball and to see this game be successful, because I love competitive mobile games, especially mobile. Can take it with you anywhere and fight on the go. So this has been Nasdorachi. Again, any questions, let me know, and I will see you on the next video. You guys have a great one, and peace out, y'all.